I want to know a character that you absolutely despise, whether it be from a book, movie, show.
Okay, so to those of you who haven't seen Skip Beat, this is your cue. This has spoilers. This whole discussion is about how much I hate this bastard. So I'm gonna be going in depth. If you haven't read the manga or you're not caught up with the manga, there are spoilers, and so you were warned. If you enjoy a good spoiler or two, this might be for you. All right, let's go. This guy is sexist. He's not very overt about his sexism because he has an image, but he's sexist. And that is the problem with him. The way he treated Kyoko shows that he has a lack of respect, not only for her, but for women in general. The way that he goes around groping his manager, who consistently tells him to stop and to leave him alone. Telling. Actually very telling. I don't like him. Now let's go into the specifics of Kyoko and Sho Fuwa's relationship so I can go even more in depth as to why he's a monster. You ready? Sho Fuwa knew Kyoko was in love with him from the start. He says as much. Kyoko believed that they were in a relationship for a very long time. They moved out of the family, I believe it was a restaurant that his parents owned. They moved out of that, and he used Kyoko to get him an apartment because he didn't have money at the time, because he wasn't a famous pop star yet. Then, when he becomes a famous pop star, instead of helping out with the rent, instead of helping Kyoko so that she wouldn't have to have the burden of this apartment on her own, the apartment that he very well can afford at this point to buy if he wanted, because he's rich, he just lets Kyoko work her ass off at a job that she didn't necessarily need to be at, when she could have been in high school, living it up, doing whatever she wanted to do. Instead of helping out, he just lets her suffer. Then he brings a woman. He's not in a relationship with this woman. He just wants to sleep with her. And that woman knows that he just wants to sleep with her. He invites this woman to the house, not the house, to the apartment that Kyoko works her butt off. Her butt off. To keep for him so they can live together. Brings this woman to their house and talks about how he only sees her as a maid. That she cooks and she cleans and she does a good job, and that's the only reason why he keeps her around. She's a good maid, that's it. Okay, laugh it up. Then, sorry for the unintentional mukbang, I'm hungry. Then, Kyoko becomes an actress. And he doesn't see her as a threat to his career. Fine, don't see her as a threat to your career. Kyoko's pissed. She's going to become a famous actress. And she's going to push this man out. Ruin his image. He finds the attempt cute at best. Doesn't care. You know what? If I was him, I probably wouldn't care either. I'm a famous pop star and everything. You're not going to do anything to me. The problem comes not in that he doesn't care. But the problem becomes he doesn't know enough about Kyoko to even acknowledge that she could potentially be talented enough to be an actress. Do you get what I'm saying? He doesn't recognize the fact that she learned so much working under his family. While he wasn't doing whatever, while he was in drama and all this other stuff, she was talented. They wanted her to marry him for a reason. It wasn't just that she was his childhood friend. It was that she's talented and she can She works her butt off, and she can do anything she puts her mind to. That's what his parents were thinking. But he doesn't see that about her. Now, does he? No, because he doesn't care. He didn't care enough to look about her. Sure, he does know some things about her. I'm not going to knock it. But they're superficial when it comes to the core beliefs of this woman as a whole. And who she is, her ideology, her thinking, the way she, things like that. Then, we haven't gotten to the icing on the cake yet. It gets worse, consistently. Then, he sees her, finally meets her at the same level. Well, not really the same level. She's like super close to his level at this point. She's doing a music video with him. And he sees her beautiful. She was always beautiful, but this time it's undeniable. This time it's undeniable to him for some reason. And suddenly, she was always his. No, she wasn't, by the way. She was always his. She'll be his again. Now his heart's racing around her and all this other stuff. She's mine. She'll always be mine. No. It gets worse. It gets worse. He finds out that Kyoko is in love with Ren. And this man already knows that Ren is in love with her. But regardless, he tricks her. He manipulates her so that, best case scenario, she will never tell that man she loves him. He thinks Ren will never confess to her. So he's got that. He's not worried about that. But he's worried that if Kyoko confesses to Ren, she will never look at him again. And you know what? Good for her. Hopefully that's the case. But, so he manipulates her. He makes her have this deal with him that she'll never confess her feelings to Ren Sudiga. That if Ren Sudiga ends up with somebody else or is in love with somebody else, she'll just leave him be, and that she'll focus on her career. And if she can't make good on that promise, then she'll move back to that inn that his mother, that his parents work at. The family inn. And she'll go back to that inn. And if she does that, he'll go back to the inn too. Now, as you can see, there's obviously motive here. There's obviously a motive to get her back to the inn, because if she's back at the inn and he goes back to the inn, they'll end up together. That is the purpose of her being at the inn, to marry him. And she, like an idiot, takes the deal. Now, she eventually finds that this deal is moot. I believe that's the word, that this deal is ridiculous when Ren confesses to her. But if Ren did not confess to her, they would never end up together. And she would end up right back in his arms. You see how that works? It's manipulation, it's scarily cunning, and it's evil, because he has no intention of treating her with respect, ever. He has no intention of doing that. I have no doubts that despite how he feels about her, he would cheat continuously. But regardless, this is not the end of his behavior. He kisses this woman, Kyoko Mogami, in front of everyone, even Ren Sudiga, knowing that she has this fantasy-esque idea of what she wants her first kiss to be like. Ruined her first kiss, made her have it with someone she absolutely despises, and does it just so that she can, not even for a pretty reason, it's so that he will dominate her thoughts. And it works. He has her hating him continuously, has her thinking about him while she should be working, distracting her from work and ruining so much peace in her life just because he's insecure. He's shit. And that's not all, but I don't have enough time. Oh,